And the U.S. stock markets closed lower on Monday but managed to partially recover from sharper losses earlier in the day. The rebound came after Donald Trump announced a delay in tariffs on Mexico and Canada, easing investors' fear that had triggered a global rush to safe haven assets. Now, despite the late recovery, major indexes still ended the day in red.
Wall Street's main indexes closed lower on Monday, but partly recovered from steeper losses after President Trump said he would pause his planned tariffs on Mexico and Canada for 1 month. The Dow dropped roughly 0.3%, the S&P 500 shed about 0.75%, and the Nasdaq lost 1.2%. Trump's weekend announcement of 25% tariffs on Mexican and Canadian imports, as well as a 10% tariff on Chinese goods, initially roiled global markets. But U.S. stocks pared losses after Trump on Monday announced a 1-month pause for tariffs on Mexico and then Canada after the two U.S. neighbors offered to send personnel to the border to stem the flow of illegal drugs, especially fentanyl. Keith Buchanan is Senior Portfolio Manager and Partner at Globalt Investments.
We're now just entering the phase of how do campaign promises and stump speeches translate into actual policy. The bigger surprise is that the tariffs came before tax cuts and a lot of other promises that were made on the campaign trail. So we're still seeing what the priorities of the administration happen to be, and as we go forward, how those evolve as we start to formulate the growth prospects and, frankly, the inflation prospects going forward for 2025 and 2026.
The VIX Volatility Index, known as Wall Street's fear gauge, touched its highest level in a week amid the tariff turmoil. And Treasury yields edged down as investors fled to safer assets such as bonds and gold, which hit a record high. Among Monday's stock moves, shares of Nvidia dropped 2.8% as semiconductor stocks retreated. Tyson Foods shares gained more than 2% after the meatpacker raised its annual sales forecast. And IDEX Laboratories jumped over 11% after the animal diagnostics maker beat fourth-quarter profit and revenue estimates.